Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. Just a reminder that full-length meetings, special events, and of course every episode of every program we air here on Channel 18 are available to view online. You can check them out at the town's on-demand video archives at town.barnstable.ma.us. Well, we're just a couple days away from the big 4th of July parade along Main Street in Hyannis. And today, before all the huge crowds show up, we figured that we'd take you on a little tour of the parade route to show you some of the best places to check out the parade, where all the different elements of the parade are coming together, and also to give you all the information that you need to know about all the other various parades going on in our villages throughout the course of Friday, Saturday, and of course on Sunday, the 4th of July itself. And joining us to give us all that good information is Community Services Director Lynn Poyant. So let's head over to Main Street and we'll talk to Lynn about what's going on the 4th of July. Well, the big weekend here in the town of Barnstable is almost here. And why are we standing outside today? Well, this is the very beginning of the parade route for the Hyannis Main Street 4th of July parade. And here to tell us about everything that's going on Main Street this weekend and also everything else going on around the town, because there's a lot of parades happening this weekend, is Community Services Director Lynn Poyant. Lynn, thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So talk to us a little bit about where we are right now and what's happening in this area.
Okay. Right now we're in the corner of Main Street and Old Colony Road, which comes from the South Street in the south end of town. And this is where all the floats, the cars, the antique cars that participate in the float in the parade will line up. Traditionally what happens is Main Street Hyannis will have a parking ban from 2 to 6 p.m. And that's so that when the parade goes down, we don't have any extra vehicles on the road other than what is actually in the parade, because we bring an awful lot of people down to Main Street Hyannis and we need places for them to stand. And also you want to make sure that the floats, because they're a little bit wider than an average car, have the room to make it down. So they will have many floats of all different kinds. There are, a number of different participants that they have, and this being an election year, we have a number of political folks that will be participating as well. And this is the feeder area, so that there are some people that normally stand along this end, but if you were to stand here, you would miss the bands.
Well, let's go down and take a look at where the bands come into the parade and where really the crowd starts to get pretty packed in.
Okay.
Okay, so we've moved up Main Street a little bit, and now we're at the corner of Main and Ocean Streets, and this, I think, is really where the people are going to start to pack in on the sides of the streets, and this is really where the whole parade comes together, right, Lynn?
This is where the whole parade comes together. All the bands that will be participating are stationed down on Ocean Street, and what will happen is they will feed the bands into the rest of the parade with the floats and the walkers. They have a map of what the parade will look like. They had charted out so that they know where the floats are and everything else. And the idea is that when they incorporate a band, they want to make sure that there's enough room so that when the next band comes in, it's not interfering with the music of the previous band. And so they do try. There really is actually a science to it. So the activity will start near the Strokes of Genius golf course that we have going on from the Barnstable Education Foundation, and that is where everything will really pick up, and where the sidewalks will get incredibly crowded, and they will actually be crowded all the way through down to C Street.
Okay, Lynn, so taking a walk down Main Street, following the parade route along, but as we move to our next location, why don't we talk a little bit about all the other parades that are going on around the town, because there certainly are quite a lot of them, beginning on Friday in Osterville.
That's right. Friday at 11 a.m. It's a very small town parade. It's done by the Guiano Club, their junior activity group, and it's small time Americana. It's a great parade. On Saturday, we have two parades. We have Centerville at 10 a.m., and that's put on by the Bay Lane PTA, and then we also have, at 11 o'clock, we have the Hyannisport Parade, which is done by the West Bay Club. That parade actually is preceded by a road race at 9 o'clock in the morning, and there may be some people that want to participate in that.
Sure.
On Sunday the 4th, we start in Barnstable Village, which is the Barnstable West Barnstable Parade, and that starts at 9:15 this year, so a few minutes earlier than what it's been in the past, and that will take place. Everybody will meet up at Railroad Avenue. And then after that is the Katua Parade. And Katua is a half an hour later this year. As you know, the 4th of July is on Sunday, and there are churches in session, so it will be starting at 11:30.
Okay, so we've made our way down Main Street now, and we are standing by one of the emblematic figures here in Hyannis, the Iano statue. And what happens here, Lynn?
Well, right here, the Greater Hyannis Civic Association has been doing a bike parade that they've incorporated. So kids are allowed to decorate their bikes in patriotic fashion, and then they will stop the parade at a various point to allow the kids to become part of the parade as well. You know, a lot of the other village parades have that element, and there were some people that felt that might have been something that was missing from this one. So it gives it that small town feel, which is great.
Absolutely. That should be great to see on Sunday afternoon. Well, we've walked a lot of the parade route. We've showed you where the best place is to kind of start to fill in on Main Street, but the parade is really just kind of the beginning of all the 4th of July events happening here in Hyannis. And we're on the Hyannis Village Green right now, is where everybody should go once the parade's over, right?
That's right. The parade will actually end here, and it's about 5 o'clock when the parade ends. The Barnstable Town Band will be performing a concert right at the bandstand. And it's terrific. Everyone should come out and stick around for that. But then don't leave.
Okay, there's more still, folks.
There's more still. They're going to want to follow the Walkway to the Sea and follow it to Azleton Park, because at 7 p.m. we have the Cape Cod Conservatory Jazz Ensemble, who will be playing a performance from 7 until dusk, which is roughly when the fireworks will start. And Azleton Park is one of the great viewing sites for watching the fireworks.
All right, so Lynn, we've talked about what a warm day it's going to be. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people here, and most of them are going to be looking for parking, presumably. So where would you recommend that people park?
Well, as you know, there's going to be a parking ban on Main Street from 2 to 6, and from the south side of South Street, there'll be a parking ban from 5 to midnight. And so what we need to do is there's plenty of parking along North Street. There's the Town Hall parking lot. There's parking lots on Ocean Street. There are some paid for parking available. There are a number of lots down along the waterfront that service the ferry boats. And there's also the metered parking up along Ocean Street.
Okay, so I guess the last question is, if you wanted to watch the fireworks, which I know you do, where would you watch the fireworks from?
My family has a tradition of coming to Azleton Park.
Okay.
And we've done that for, I don't even know how many years. We've been doing it for so long. And once they added music a couple of years ago, it really added to the festivities. You know, we don't pack food in. We purposely go and buy food from Main Street merchants, from the Raw Bar down by Highline Cruises. We've brought pizza in from the British Beer Company. We've brought roll-ups from Box Lunch. I mean, there's so many options here. We figure that if we're going to be doing this, we might as well. Plus, it gives an opportunity for the kids to stay active.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll drag them around because there's a lot of running around. They'll play, and it really is a very nice family-like atmosphere. Another great viewing site is Veterans Park Beach, because the barge is right across the way from Veterans Park Beach, and there is parking there, but it does fill up relatively quickly.
Sure.
There is some sight lines available from Bismore Park, more on the north side of Bismore Park as opposed to the south side of Bismore Park, because the tree lines interfere with some of the viewing there. And unfortunately, Calmus Park Beach is not available. The beach actually closes at 4 p.m. The only ones that are allowed to be there are handicap parking. But the lifeguards there and the gate staff will be letting people know that the beach does close, and it's one of the obligations that we have with the fact that we have piping plovers on Calmus Beach.
Absolutely. Well, Lynn, thank you so much for all the information. Certainly plenty of things to remember, but you can watch this program online anytime that you want to at town.barnstable.ma.us and get all this information and make sure that you're well prepared to have a great time on the 4th of July here in the town of Barnstable. Thanks, Lynn.
Thank you.
If you want to see more information about all the parades that are happening both here on Main Street and around town this 4th of July weekend, head to the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us, and you can see all the information we talked about with Lynn in writing as well. Well, there's no more meetings left for the week this week, so that's all we have for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.